Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's your favorite leather craftsman, the Leather Cowboy, right here, Premier Leathercraft Studios. In the dirty. I'm trying to get back in the habit of doing these videos because I have so many projects going on. But this is one project that actually ties into small projects that can make you a lot of bank. And this pretty much is for it's pretty much for any leather crafter on any leather crafting level. Now, what we're going to be doing is I got this from Daniel Reese with Weaver Leathercraft. He did a video a while back where he was making leather poker cards. So that sent off all types of light bulbs in the old leather crafting brain. And I said, oh, wow, that would be real cool if I can transition that over into leather art, which that's where we are today, ladies and gentlemen. So stay tuned. I'm going to change the angle of the camera, and then we're going to be right back to show you guys how to take leather poker cards, just regular old playing cards, and I'm going to turn these into leather art. So you guys stick around, stay tuned. Let's get right to it. Okay, so we're back. Now, the first thing that I did, I went to the local Goodwill and I kind of found this little picture here. If you guys can zero in on it, maybe let me push this camera back a little bit. But now this is a pretty big picture here. Found it at the local Goodwill, only paid 50 cents for it. So I have my canvas here. Now the tape that you see, we just taped this off with masking tape because I'm going to utilize the center part of this as part of the leather artwork. So don't worry about this. It really doesn't matter about the picture that you find if you do like I did and go to the local Goodwill. It really doesn't matter about this because this is going to be entirely covered up. So you won't be able to see this, but I love the framework of it. I love the outside framework, and this color here is that wood grain. It's polished. It's very, very nice, very clean. So I'm going to use this as the exterior part of my leather artwork. Now, what we're going to do here is this inside part here is going to be like, I haven't made up my mind if I want to go with a deer hide background, but it's going to be something in that soft leather suede feel. And it's pretty much going to color contrast with the outside part of my wood grain, the exterior part of the border. So this is going to be the canvas, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to utilize that. But let me get this camera angle down here so you guys can see just how easy of a project this is. So what I am using is 1 to 2 ounce veg tan leather. I took a set of playing cards that I had just laying around the house, and I traced out the shape of the card here. Now, you can make these a little bit bigger or larger depending on what type of artwork or the piece that you're working on. But since I already had some playing cards around, I just went ahead and used these. Now, the difference is, the idea that came to my head is, I don't even know what they call this. Maybe you guys who are poker players, but I think this is called a royal flush. So that's going to be the name of this particular art piece. It's going to be the royal flush. So now I'm going to take these same cards and carve them onto the leather. So we're going to do the ace, the king, the queen, the jack, the 10. 5 cards. So again, now you poker players, don't beat me up because I don't play poker. I am a spade player. So I'm not familiarized with this, but I do know that this is the most winning hand in poker. And I don't know the actual odds of somebody getting dealt this, but anyway, I do know it's the best winner. So now you want to trace out 10 cards because you're going to do a front side and a back side as per Dennis Reese on Weaver Leather. So we're going to stick with the same script. Instead of just making them just regular plain leather poker cards, we're going to put this in the artwork. So the back, this section here, I just took my wing dividers and made these. So this is going to be the back side. So I'm going to lay out a nice little cool design on the back side. And then the front, we left this just with a regular border on the outside because the face card here, this part is going to go on this end as the inside of the card, the playing card on the leather. Now, what I'm only going to do different is I'm not going to be sitting up here carving all 10 of these little spades and then put the 10 up here. I'm just going to go with the 10 at the top, and I'm just going to freehand draw one big spade in the center of this card. And this is how it's going to work. Same thing about the queen, just going to put the Q. Now you can take your regular, if you have some small leather stamps, you can use that. This is what he used into the video. So we're going to stick with that using those, the alphabets on the small stamps. Now to make the 10, I am going to use the letter I and the letter O to make the 10, which in those small stamps, it looks just like a 1. And so that the I looks like a 1, so it's going to fit and mold in there perfect. So this is all we're going to do. Then we're just going to freehand draw a spade in the center of it. I haven't come up with the colors yet, but I do know that I'm going to stick with hand painting the spade symbol. And I'll probably with the ace, the king, queen, so forth, I'm probably just going to do some antique gel in those, so the antique gel can sit down, recess inside of the stamp work. And then we're just going to polish all of these up. Now, the back side of these, it really doesn't matter about putting the back side on there because it's going to be mounted to the portrait here. So nobody will ever see the back side of them as of right now. So you can get away with just doing the front facing cards. And then we're going to mount those. I'm going to take another, like a big spade piece. I'm going to cut out a big spade piece of leather that go on top of either the deer hide or the suede, whatever I decide to put. And then I'm going to lay the playing cards, the leather playing cards, right inside of that big spade that we're going to go. And I think this will be real cool, just a nice, soft, nothing over extravagant. And it may change later on as we get closer into completing this. I might come back and do, I haven't made up my mind yet, but I might put a little, even on the spade, I think that's where I'm going to go now that I think about it. On the spade symbol itself, I'm just going to do some Sheridan scrolls around the outside of the spade work just to stick with that leather Western feel. And we're just going to mount it here. And then this thing is going to go on auction on my social media, on my Premier Leather Crafters page. So anybody that wants to not bid on it, well, anybody that wants to bid on it, then they can bid on it. And then the one with the best bid, we're just going to take it. I don't even care what the price point is that it goes, but it'll also give me an idea on the interest into this particular piece. So again, it's one of those pieces where you have some leather laying around. This is basically all scrap. So for you new beginners, you don't have to go out and buy a whole hide of leather just to do this little small project. Just take you some scrap pieces and trace you out some playing cards on there and just work on that. And then now the only piece that I'm going to buy is the one that's going to cover this up. Now I could sacrifice a piece, some of my 1 to 2 ounce and put this on here and then carve in some Sheridan around the outside, maybe do some tooling works in the corners. But as of right now, this is where we are. So you guys stay tuned. It will be a part 2 video of this coming up in the next few days. So right now, you know where we're starting at. And then I would love for you to put your comments down and let me know your ideas because, again, I could take some of your ideas and implement that too into the artwork. This is the Leather Cowboy right here at Premier Leather Craft Studios in the Dirty South. I thank you guys for tuning in and watching the subscribing to the channel. Keep watching, keep crafting. I'll see you guys in a couple of days as this thing progresses. Peace.